What's up guys, Harvick99 here, back with another video, back again. It's been like, what, a month and a half since I last uploaded? Yeah, balancing college with work really doesn't leave me, a lot of time to make videos. But, I'm here now. Again. Welcome to rating every 2024 throwback scheme extras. These are the throwbacks that were not run during the official Darlington weekend. They were either run in the Southern 500 or in another race entirely. Without further ado, let's get into it. To start off, we have Clint Bowyer's throwback to himself. His old Rush Truck Centers paint scheme that he ran from 2018 to 2020. I consider this a throwback because they don't run this specific Rush Truck Centers scheme anymore. It's a lot more bland now. And it's good to see him make a return with Clint Bowyer. He ran this at Nashville, and I can't be bothered to look up where he finished. So I'll probably just put it up on screen right here for your convenience. But anyway, yeah. This scheme on a cup car, it was great. It was beautiful. And on a truck, it's equally as fantastic. Great looking paint scheme. And great way to welcome Clinton Bowyer back into the driver's seat. 8 out of 10. Next up, we have Grant Enfinger's throwback to Bobby Gill. I like the attention to detail on this one. It's got the number font, the correct colors of the logos, and what I really like about this one is that on the hood, it's got the green tree and Grant County mulch in yellow text to match the green and yellow logo on the late model. And it's diagonal, just like it is on the original car. That's a really nice touch there. And then on the side, it's the same story. Grant County mulch in green, Champion in yellow, same placement as on the late model. Really great attention to detail. Really great throwback. 8 out of 10. Next up, we have Mason Maggio's throwback to Ricky Rudd. This throwback is absolutely beautiful. I love it. This ran at Bristol, I believe, and it looked spectacular under the lights. Ricky Rudd is a driver that doesn't see many throwbacks, and it's great to see him represented with this awesome truck. It is one of, if not the best throwback of the ones that were not run on the official throwback weekend. It's amazing. 10 out of 10. That does it for the Truck Series throwbacks. Now, moving on to the Xfinity Series throwbacks. To start off, we have Daniel Dye's throwback to Rusty Wallace's old Miller Genuine Draft car. This is a pretty simple one. All they did was stylize the Race to Stop Suicide logo to look like the Miller Genuine Draft logo. And that's really all they needed to do for this to be a good throwback. Though what I would have done was stylize the 10 to look like the Penske 2. Minor nitpick, but yeah, it's still a pretty good looking throwback. Overall, 7 out of 10. Next up, we have Blaine Perkins' throwback to Kevin Harvick's classic Good Wrench car from the mid-2000s. This one is absolutely beautiful. When this throwback was revealed, I was geeking. I was geeking, I tell you. But as great as this one is, I still have two major nitpicks that I want to make about it. They should have gone all the way. This basic 29 font, they should have scrapped it and done the classic RCR 29 font. And the Vivid logo, I see on the hood, it is stylized partly to look like the Goodwrench logo. But they should have changed the font of the Vivid text to match. This throwback is almost perfect. It's incomplete. It would have been perfect with the RCR 29 and with Vivid in the Goodwrench font. But I mean, as is, it's still amazing, but it could have been better. I still love it a lot, but it's not the perfect throwback. 9 out of 10. Next up, we have Brendan Poole's throwback to his old DC Solar paint scheme from 2016, I believe. And this one ran at Talladega, the same race where he heartbreakingly lost the race due to a caution just yards from the finish line. What I like about this one is that the 44, the Alpha Prime 44, is in the Chip Ganassi font. And the C&W Suns, the logo is stylized to look like the DC Solar logo. Obviously, they couldn't get DC Solar back for one race for reasons. But yeah, it's a really great throwback. And a cool thing they did for Talladega. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Brennan Poole's throwback to Bill Elliott's classic Mac Tonight car. Alpha Prime Racing always goes all out with their throwbacks. I don't think they've ever had a bad one. It's just been straight bangers from them. And this one is no different. What I really love about this one is the sponsor, Mac Doors. It's just a few letters away from being McDonald's. And I'm pretty sure that's why they chose this specific paint scheme to throw back to. I see what they did there. They've got the little moon there on the hood, the M, the stars to make it look like a night sky. It's beautiful. I love it. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Garrett Smithley's throwback to Bill Seifert. A triple whammy of Alpha Prime Racing bangers. This is the most perfect of the 3 Alpha Prime throwbacks I've looked at. It's absolutely beautiful. It's 1-to-1. My favorite kind of throwback. It's got the correct number font, the correct paint scheme. Only difference is the sponsor, but that is not the point of the throwbacks. It's about the paint scheme. The sponsor takes a back seat when it comes to throwbacks. There's really nothing much else you can ask for in a throwback like this. It's absolutely beautiful. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Jeremy Clements' throwback to Dale Jr.'s Amp Energy car from 2008. Jeremy Clements has a thing for running random throwbacks throughout the year. And Kevin Whitaker Chevrolet always seems to be the sponsor for them. the throwbacks are much appreciated because they're really awesome. They got the scheme right, the number font, and the Kevin Whitaker Chevrolet logo is stylized to look like the Amp Energy logo, which is always a nice touch. It's always cool to see, and yeah, not really much else to say other than it's a great looking throwback, and I hope Jeremy Clements keeps doing this in the future. Wonder what random throwback he'll run next. 8 out of 10. That does it for the Xfinity series. Now moving on to the Cup series. To start off, we have Ross Chastain's retro Busch Beer paint scheme that he ran at the Southern 500. Busch Beer almost never has a bad paint scheme, and they have a habit of running these retro schemes at the Southern 500, and this one is really great. I like the mountain design they got going on with the old school Busch logo, and the gold. I'm not sure if that's gold, but the yellowish trim they got going on there looks really good. I like it. 7 out of 10. Next up, we have Denny Hamlin's throwback. Semi-throwback. They brought the Flying 11 back for the Southern 500, and they just blended it with their regular Sport Clips paint scheme. I mean, if they were gonna bring back the Flying 11, they could have just brought back the whole paint scheme. Wouldn't have been the first time they did it, but anything would have been better than just the regular Sport Clip scheme. 5 out of 10. Next up, we have Chase Briscoe's Lady in Black car. He ran this in 2022 and 2023. I don't think I included this paint scheme in the 2023 video, which that's my bad. But anyway, yeah. On the new Dark Horse, it looks pretty cool. I like it. 6 out of 10. My rating doesn't change. Next up, we have Chase Briscoe's throwback to Tony Stewart's Rush Truck Center's paint scheme. He ran this at Talladega, of all places, and this, of all paint schemes, is what they decided to throw it back to. Don't know what special significance this paint scheme has. I don't think Tony ever won races in the Rush Truck Center's car, so I don't know why this specific paint scheme is one that they chose to make a throwback out of, but I mean, it looks cool. If they wanted to do a Tony Stewart throwback, they should have done a throwback to his final win, the Code 3 Associates paint scheme. They're not sponsored by them anymore, but they could have easily found another sponsor that would have been willing to do the throwback for them. It could have easily been Rush Truck Centers, because they use the same base. But, guess not. Still a good-looking throwback. Overall, though. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Martin Truex Jr.'s throwback to his 2017 championship-winning car. This is a thing of beauty. He ran this at Homestead, following in the footsteps of Kevin Harvick, who did the same thing the year before. It's a shame that neither of them won that race at Homestead, but they still got to have a cool-looking paint scheme out on track. And it's a great way for Truex to say goodbye to the track where he won his first and only Cup championship. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Martin Truex Jr.'s final ride. Final full-time ride. He made a start in the Daytona 500 earlier this year. But, yeah, anyway, this is a throwback to his first ever Cup Series start. Obviously, they had to make some modifications to the paint scheme. They couldn't use the actual E, Otherwise, Teresa Earnhardt would have gotten upset, and they couldn't use the actual DEI 1, and they couldn't use the actual DEI font for the same reason. But despite those limitations, it's still a great looking paint scheme and a great way for Martin Truex Jr. to close out his full-time career. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Joey Logano's Pennzoil paint scheme that he ran at the Spring Las Vegas race. Just a reminder, this is not a tribute to Steve Park. It more closely resembles the Pennzoil GTR. I talked about this in my 2023 video. And, yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this paint scheme, because I already said it in the 2023 video. But my biggest nitpick is that instead of the actual Pennzoil logo on the side of the car, they should have just put the Pennzoil lettering going down the side, because that yellow space above the rear wheel is just really bothering me. But, yeah, that's all I'll say. 8 out of 10. Next up, we have John Hunter Nemechek's updated Dollar Tree paint scheme. They tried to pass this off as a Harry Gant throwback. And I can kind of see it, but nah. This is just disrespectful. If you want to pay tribute to Harry Gant, this is not how you do it. This paint scheme feels very half-baked and is not at all faithful to whatever paint scheme they were supposedly trying to throw back to. This one's a dud. 3 out of 10. And for our final throwback, we have Eric Jones's throwback to Richard Petty's iconic STP paint scheme. Unfortunately, due to Eric Jones's injury at Talladega, he didn't get to run this paint scheme at the following race at Dover. Corey Haim got that honor. They tried to claim that this wasn't a throwback, but I mean, come on. The resemblance is uncanny. And it's way better than what they tried to claim was a Harry Gant throwback. Kind of funny how they claim that the clear Richard Petty throwback isn't a throwback, and the bad Dollar Tree car is a throwback to Harry Gant. Perfectly sums up the state of Legacy Motor Club at the moment. But anyway, yeah. Great throwback to close out this video on. 10 out of 10. And with that, every throwback paint scheme run in 2024 has been given its proper rating. What do you think? Do you think some of these should have been rated higher? Do you think some should have been rated lower? How would you rate these throwbacks? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more of me, be sure to follow all my socials, like my Twitter, my Instagram, my Threads, and join my Discord server. Links to all those are in the description down below. Leave a like on the video, and subscribe to my channel for more NASCAR content. Thank you all so much for watching. That's it from me. Peace.